Christopher Reeve taught us a man could fly. Henry Cavill showed us a god could struggle. David Corenswet does something far more difficult. He makes us believe that a hero's greatest power is his kindness. And believe me, I didn't expect to be saying that. I walked into this theater carrying the emotional scars of someone who's been burned by superhero movies before. You know the drill. You get hyped, shell out for overpriced popcorn, sit down with a flicker of hope, and then wham! 2.5 hours later, you're wondering why you didn't just stay home and binge The Office again. But something felt different this time. From the very first scene, it was clear this wasn't just another assembly line blockbuster, and a huge part of that comes down to one man. And I'm dead serious, David Corenswet might have just pulled off a miracle. This guy doesn't just play Superman, he is Superman. I'm not talking about that actor disappearing into the role nonsense you read in snooty reviews. I mean, for the first time since I was a kid, I wasn't watching some dude in a cape trying to channel Christopher Reeve. I was just watching Superman being Superman. He nails this perfect mix of awkward, dorky Clark Kent and larger-than-life superhero swagger, and it doesn't feel fake or like he's trying too hard. It's like he's equally believable as a guy who trips over his own feet and someone who can fly and shoot lasers out of his eyes. Most actors would fumble that balance worse than me trying to find my phone in the dark at 3 a.m., and while Corenswet is holding down the fort as the Man of Steel, a hero is only as good as the world around him, which brings me to Rachel Brosnahan. My God, can we talk about her for a hot second? The chemistry between these two is unreal. It's the kind of sparks flying, forget their acting chemistry that makes you believe Lois Lane would actually fall for this big ol' Kansas farm boy in tights. Their banter is sharp enough to cut glass, their emotional scenes hit like a gut punch, and every moment they're on screen together feels like magic. That kind of on-screen magic doesn't just happen on its own, though. You can feel a guiding hand behind the camera, which leads me to James Gunn. This absolute lunatic took everything bright, bold, and fun about comic books and just slung it at the screen like a kid going wild with a box of markers. The visuals pop so hard it's like someone finally cranked the color back up after a decade and a half of grim, gray, realistic nonsense. It's refreshing in a way I didn't even know I needed. The movie feels like someone mashed up the best parts of Saturday morning cartoons with real, raw human emotion and made it work for grown-ups. It's got that same wild, joyful energy as the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but Gunn doesn't feel the need to slap a joke on every heartfelt moment. He actually lets the sincerity breathe, which I never thought I'd see in a superhero flick in 2025. Now, speaking of Gunn's go big or go home style, it doesn't just stop with the visuals and the tone. He extends it to the entire universe. And this is where things could have gone completely off the rails. The movie is packed with characters, like stuffed to the brim superhero buffet packed. We've got Mister Terrific, Jimmy Olsen doing his goofy thing, Krypto the Superdog stealing scenes left and right, and that's just the start, because we've all seen what happens when superhero movies try to cram in too many characters. It's usually a mess, like a group project where everyone's doing their own thing and nothing gels. But the crazy part is, somehow it works. Gunn's got this freakish knack for making every character feel like they matter without losing sight of Superman. It's like he's juggling a dozen plates, and not a single one crashes. Every character gets their moment, but the story still feels like it belongs to the big guy in the red cape. But look, juggling all those characters is impressive from a filmmaking standpoint, yet the real magic trick isn't just that Gunn makes this crowded world work. It's what he does with it that just floored me. And this is something I didn't see coming. This movie made me feel like a kid again. Not that fake manufactured nostalgia Hollywood keeps trying to force on us. I'm talking about that pure, wide-eyed wonder you felt the first time you saw a superhero do something impossible. There's this one scene where Superman's just flying. Nothing fancy, just soaring through the sky. And the way it's shot, with the music swelling and Corenswet's face lighting up, it hit me right in the chest. It reminded me why I fell in love with these stories in the first place. It's not about the powers or the explosions or the CGI. It's about hope. It's about believing there are people out there who do the right thing no matter how hard it is. In a world where every superhero movie seems obsessed with being the darkest, grittiest version of itself, Superman just asks, what if we had fun instead? What if we remembered these stories are supposed to lift us up, not drag us down? The movie doesn't shy away from real-world issues. There's stuff about immigration and media spin woven in. But it never lets those themes turn it into a bummer. It's like Gunn figured out how to say, yeah, the world's messy, while still believing it's worth saving. Okay, I'm about to get real for a second, and you might roll your eyes, but hear me out.
Just hear me out, please!
This movie legit made me want to be a better person. Not in some preachy, in-your-face way, but in that quiet way where you see someone do the right thing and think, maybe I could step up too. There's this moment where Superman has to choose between the easy way out and doing what's right. The way Corenswet plays it, you can feel the weight of that choice. But he doesn't flinch. He just does what Superman does. And somehow, that doesn't feel cheesy or out of touch. It feels like something we need right now. Now, for all this gushing, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the movie is flawless. Hell no. The pacing drags a bit in the middle, and the tone can bounce around like a ping-pong ball in a windstorm. You can tell Gunn's trying to blend his quirky, irreverent style with the massive, sincere legacy of Superman, and it doesn't always click perfectly. But honestly, I don't care. For the first time in years, I left a superhero movie buzzing with excitement about what's next, not because of some cryptic post-credits tease, but because I genuinely want to hang out with these characters again. Look, I could sit here and pick apart every little flaw, but that's missing the point. Superman isn't trying to be the greatest movie ever made. It's trying to remind us why we fell in love with these characters way back when. It's bright, it's bold, it's unapologetically hopeful, and it's not afraid to shine in a world that feels hell-bent on being cynical. David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan are magic together, and James Gunn has proven you can make a superhero movie that's both fun and means something. So here's my challenge. Go see this movie. Not because you feel like you have to or because you need to keep up with the DCU. Go see it because you want to feel what it's like to believe in heroes again. Then come back and tell me what you thought. Did it hit you like it hit me? Did Corenswet make you a believer? Did you totally not cry when Krypto did that thing with the Thing? Because I definitely didn't. Not even a little. Okay, maybe a lot. Smash that like button if you're hyped for this new DC universe. Subscribe for more reviews that might make you question my grip on reality, and I'll catch you in the next one.